it prevents condensation. Whenever you have cold on one side and hot on the other side, you have the potential for condensation. So it prevents that. So heat savings and condensation. Two-stage opening. You're going to open the door this far here, and it's caught there. It won't open anymore. So it's cracked open. That prevents the smoke from exploding in the oxygen. And so you open it that far, give it a few seconds, and then just push it in, and one hand opening and closing. While we're looking at that, we're going to mention that it's adjustable. So it's adjustable top and bottom. It catches top and bottom.
For tightness?
You want a good seal. Otherwise it's getting free air. And then the hinge side is also adjustable. Heavy duty hinges with 1/2-inch bolts and 3/8 hardware. So you open it again, wait a few seconds, one hand opening and closing. The trick on that is to keep this straight with the U-bolt. People go too far and then it won't open.
So they're trying to move it.
And so then you have to do it by hand. But if you keep it straight, it's very easy to do with one hand. The gasket we use is a silicone embedded gasket, so there's silicone right into the gasket. That orange is embedded right into the gasket. It's made in the USA. It's a very good quality, double braided solid core gasket, so it stays pliable for years, where other gaskets get hard like a rock and then they don't seal. So that's not good. We use 1/4-inch cold roll steel to build the boiler, so everything is 1/4-inch. The whole firepot's 1/4-inch. And if we were to, I'll take this out of there, but if you were to look inside, there's a weld all the way around on the inside. And so it's not just butt welded, it's welded with true boiler style welding, where they meet on the inside corner and they fill in the weld from both sides. So it's a really good weld. The number one most important thing is the refractory that you're going to see there. And the refractory does 3 or 4 things, but the biggest one is it absorbs the heat from the fire, and then it gives that heat back to the fire. Because the fire needs heat to burn the smoke. And all the energy is in the smoke. So 100% of the energy is in the smoke, so it's critical to burn the smoke. Just like your truck or your tractor or whatever, till the engine warms up, it doesn't burn the fuel right. Once the engine warms up, it's going to burn the fuel right. So very important. The brick is actually 2.5 inches thick. It's very durable. It's not giving us any issues. But it absorbs the heat and it gives that heat back to the fire. So we follow the fire triangle. The fire triangle consisted of 3 equally important things: the heat, the fuel, and the oxygen. And you need all 3 of them in proper proportion to get a good, efficient burn. It also eliminates ash line corrosion, because it's not going to corrode. Like steel will corrode if there's ashes. We've all left a steel pail or a wheelbarrow with ashes in it. And if you leave it, draws moisture there and it corrodes. So we eliminated ash line corrosion. That's where all the problems, or most of the problems are in boilers, is in the ash line, the lower part of the boiler. So the water jacket actually sits on top of the bricks. It's bolted together. There's a flange there, and it's bolted together. There's a gasket in between the bricks and the water jacket. And so the top half is removable. So you could unbolt it. If anything ever did happen to the boiler, it's very easy to rebuild or replace the top section for less than 1/3 of the cost of the entire boiler. So it's very rebuildable. It's not a throwaway. The shaker grates are heavy duty 3/4 inch North American plate steel. So you'll see they're not just cast iron, Chinese cast iron, they're 3/4 inch plate steel. And in between the last 2 grates at the back, you can see where the air comes in. So there's a fan around back, which we'll look at in a minute. So the air comes in from under the fire up through the grates. Normally the grates will be in this shut position like that. And so as the wood burns down and you get some ash bed build up here, you're going to get more air coming to the front. And there's a slot right here where my hand is, where secondary air comes above the fire. So we got air from underneath and above. Think of the campfire, it works great. You need to have air from underneath or it doesn't work. But then having air above to burn the gases is a good thing. So the baffle at the very back of the fire pot, if you see that baffle at the top back, it's full of water, so it traps the gases at the top of the stove. Then the second air comes above the fire here and burns a lot of the smoke. A lot of times you'll see a blue flame inside here, so it's actually burning the smoke. We go under that water cooled baffle at the back, and we come up on the top left hand side, way back there, and the gases come all the way to the front, do 180, and then go all the way to the back before they go up the stack.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Utilizing that hot gas.
And where's the hottest gas is at the top. So that's an interesting thing here is that our heat exchanger with that divider in the middle is side by side. It's not vertically stacked. Some of our competition has their heat exchanger vertically stacked, or they'll just have a steel non-water cooled plate in there. The non-water cooled plate doesn't pick up any heat. It doesn't transfer any heat into the water. It's just a baffle. They get creosote built up on them. There's going to be very minimal for creosote up here, almost nothing, because of the refractory making the fire burn hot enough to burn the smoke. So efficiency is better that way. 18 gauge roof I'd like to show people. It's a heavy duty roof, and it's powder coat paint on top of galvanneal, so it's a good finish. With we have a water level indicator. We can see your water level from a distance. It's just a simple float in there, and so you can see your water level from a distance. And about halfway between add and full is full enough. And then around back here, if we come back here, we'll see the little access door panel on hinges, lockable if you wanted to. The fan is located here. Inside the fan is a simple damper, a flapper, and the fan blows that flapper open, and it blows the air in, like we've seen in the front, down underneath, and some of it comes above. Of course, it's controlled by the A421 Acrostat. Very easy to set and program. It's backlit, so you can just set the on and off basically on it. This is a high limit for backup. If anything ever went wrong with this one, this would shut it off at 190 degrees to 200 degrees. Simple to wire in. There's 2 supply lines, one on each side, and 2 returns up here. All these panels are removable for easier install, access. The other thing too is our fan is interesting because we follow the fire triangle, is that we can get away with a smaller fan. So our fans are usually half the CFM of our competitors, because just blowing more air in without the heat of the brick, you just blow more heat up your stack.
Yeah, makes sense.
It does. And so we really try to be, it definitely is more efficient. We'll burn a third to half the wood, the fuel, whether coal or wood. Of course, they're all CSA UL approved. And that's basically it. Do you have any questions?
No, I like the system better.
It's a good boiler. The refractory brick is the heart of it all, because just like your machine, your tractor, you need heat to burn. Without the heat, it's not going to burn well.
That's right. Makes sense.
So,
Cool.
and like I said, there is 4 different sizes. We're missing the middle size, so you can see the size of this firebox. It's going to be smaller than this one, of course. This is the 4044, but it's huge compared to. So the 3444 that your son needs is going to be smaller. This one's 40 inches wide. The 34 is going to be 34 inches wide, so 6 inches narrower and about the same length. But that makes quite a difference, the 6 inches all the way around.
Probably fill that one up all day. He can go to work and not have to worry about it.
It would be able to, So, I really like this gasket. You can have a better view of it here. It's got some paint on it, but it stays pliable. Whereas other gaskets, you get hard like a rock.
Here's a solid like a rock, like you say.
So it doesn't seal good.
No.
And you don't want it to be getting free air, so that's important too.
Yeah.
Good.